Happy Monday. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Happy Happy Monday. Get in here now. Get in here. This conversation, you see my title?
What it say?
Get y'all ass in here. You know, y'all don't like, I gotta talk to y'all crazy is to get y'all in. So get up in here really quick. Today we're gonna talk about why every single one of y'all better be planning, starting a side hustle, some shape, form, or fashion.
Facts. That's
what we're gonna be talking about today. Okay? Someone says, hey, I have a gift forever. I think you messaged me before I told you to give it to Leela. Is your daughter in Leela Bells? If so, I think that's what I had said. All right, let's start off with an update. Before we get into that, they want an update on Ed. You want to give them an update?
She's Ever's getting better. You know, it's a slow process. Her numbers are going up. We hadn't said much about it, but she had been battling a really bad infection for the last week.
It's been really hard on
us.
Especially he does not like seeing her like that. It really bothers him.
Yeah, it was tough. So that's the reason why we hadn't really provided an update. She's been in the ICU this is the 8th day she's been in the ICU because of that infection. Obviously, because of the chemo, her immune system is immunocompromised. So an infection is really, really dangerous. So we had the infection under control. Her white blood cells and her counts are coming up. She's waking up more, so we can have some conversation with her for a little while before she passes out, but she's healing. Yeah. So we appreciate all you guys for checking in, for your prayers, for your thoughts, all that good stuff. So we're getting a little bit closer, still some things we got to get over, but she's definitely in a better place.
Yeah, definitely. For like a week, she wasn't even talking.
Yeah, she
wasn't talking. She was just out of it.
She was out of it. Other than, only time she was really up is if she had to use the restroom.
Yeah.
That's it. Other than that, she just been out.
Yeah. Now she woke up 3 days ago?
3 days ago.
3 days ago she woke up, thank God. And she just kind of came out of that. So we are hoping that by Wednesday.
We're just going with it, man. We're not putting no dates on anything. We're not having no expectations. We just want our body to heal at the pace that it needs to heal at, and allow the medical team to make decisions as to next steps as they want to. So we happy with where we are. We know God got us. We have each other, and that's where we are.
Yeah. Shout out to my mother-in-law.
Yeah, Mom Dukes came in town to rescue us.
So she's been just came in and y'all get some rest. I'm gonna go up to the hospital and sit with her so y'all can have some time. We went out to dinner last night.
Yeah.
We admit that we been doing movie nights in the hospital. And that was really, she's just been a blessing.
Yeah, man. We're super thankful. I don't know what we was going to do, y'all. I don't think, it was rough. It's been rough.
Yeah. But her blood count is up. That's not her issue. As of right now, they're telling us Ever does not have sickle cell anymore. She hasn't needed any blood. Her blood count isn't low.
She hadn't had a blood transfusion. She was, so for perspective, she was getting blood transfusions, blood and platelets, every day, sometimes twice a day.
Yeah.
And so she hadn't had to have a transfusion in 2 or 3 days, which is a big deal.
Hey, Shannon. Yeah, so what happens now is after she's had the radiation and stuff like that and the chemo, they have to treat all of the things that has come from the radiation and the chemo and all of that kind of stuff. So it's not a blood thing forever anymore. I know everyone's like, go get this herb and that herb. Trust me, you are talking to
the herbalist, the herb queen.
Okay. When it comes to juicing, we drinking carrot juice and apples in this house, so we juice all the time. I don't even buy juice from the store.
Yeah. She can't even eat or drink anyway.
Yeah, she can't even eat or drink right now. Just to give y'all a little perspective, okay? Mm-hmm. But that's that. You good? That's all we. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's the update.
All right, y'all. That's the update. I'm trying to get his mind out of that place because it's a lot for him. So we gonna skip the subject today, because my baby been sad, okay? And we trying to get his mind. I'm trying to, get his mind out of just constantly replaying that over in his head. So we gonna shift it. We just did like a little something that that we working on. We'll share it later. But we just got off a call, and it just really made me think about. They kind of interviewed us about money, all right, and it was about like love and money, right? And let me scoot this over so they can see you, because you're over here, you're not even on the camera. We were talking about just money as a couple and being in a relationship and all that kind of stuff. But what it really made me think about was, why is this so important for like you and your partner to be on the same page right now? And also, if you are in a relationship or you married or whatever the case may be, I think this is the time for you all to really think about doing some sort of side hustle, whether it's apart or together, okay? And you always talk about why right now this is the time, so I'll kind of let you lead with that.
Yeah, man. Like, people money funny right now, man. And to give a more like economical explanation, people are losing jobs. People who have high paying jobs are losing jobs. Like, the educated people, the skilled people are losing jobs. And when you make over, I think something like when you make over $80,000, it becomes exponentially more difficult to find another job to replace your salary. And it takes double the amount of time. And that's who's losing their jobs at the highest rate. It's not about education anymore. It's not about skills. Because of artificial intelligence and increased pressure from Wall Street, companies are laying off. And we are like at a place now to where the economy can be doing poorly, but the stock market can be doing well at the same time, and that's bad for the everyday person. Mm-hmm. And so this new like dynamic is tough, and so you got to be prepared. Like, you got to have backup plans, and I know a lot of y'all have money saved. Some of y'all don't, but that's not enough. Like, you got to be able to have something else to stand on in the worst case scenarios. And as we see AI become more prevalent in our society, as we see CEOs be more brazen in their desire to lay off employees and not pay people what they worth, it's like you got to figure something out, because this ain't like how it used to be. Like, okay, like I lose this job, I go find this job. Like, you remember, like, it wasn't that long ago. Like, this is how entitled we had gotten. I almost feel like they're trying to get back at us now. But remember when people was like, I ain't working this job no more. I'm gonna go find me a remote job and I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. Like,
if it's not work from home, I'm not doing it.
If it ain't work from home, I ain't doing it. Like, that's what the last 2 years were in our economy. And I ain't gonna, man, you would have to show me proof that CEOs didn't take that and be offended. And now they trying to stick it to the everyday person. Like, oh, y'all thought y'all had a say? You thought that you control how you make money or how you was going to work? Like, nah, like, we run this. Yeah. And I really feel like, I feel like they trying to flex their power. And unfortunately, they do have the power right now, unless unless you do something about it, unless you got a side hustle, unless you have something else that you can utilize to provide for your family. Now, this ain't a conversation about leaving your job.
It's not. Don't leave your job
it's not
right now.
like, oh, like I'm gonna jump, like I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. Like, nah, that's not what we're saying.
And I want to make sure. Can we let's double down on that. This is not the time to leave a job or be unemployed trying to build something from scratch. You will almost need some consistent income to fund anything that you're trying to build right now. So don't just leave. Use the job to fund the business. But what we are saying is that if you have anything that you can do and that you can monetize down to the smallest, most simple things, I want you all to try to monetize that thing. And if you are married, if you are a couple, I think that this is the perfect time to have a family meeting and to come up with a plan. Because based on, what he's been educating me on is that things are going to get worse. Yeah. And they figured out a way. What were you saying? They figured out a way where the stock market is not. For the
stock market to do well while the economy is hurting. So it used to be like if the economy was doing well, then the stock market was doing well. If the economy was doing bad, then the stock market would do bad. They would work together. But now there's like this thing happening to where the stock market can do well, but the economy be hurting. And it's basically driven off of profitability. So when companies lay off employees, that allows them to be even more profitable. Them being even more profitable is good for their stock price. Yeah. So people can be unemployed, but a company's stock still going up because they're making more money and they're able to do it more than ever because, number one, not only because of artificial intelligence, but because there are more people that need jobs than jobs available. So the demand is higher for jobs. So people are working harder. People are working for less.
I was going to say they're working for less.
They're working for less.
Because what we're also seeing right now is that jobs are letting people go, but they're hiring for the same positions that they are letting people go in, and they are rehiring people that have even more experience, that have been fired from jobs, and they are paying them less money because those people are so anxious for a job that they are willing to work for less.
Yeah. And that's why, y'all know, like I teach people the stock market and build wealth in the stock market. And that's why one of the reasons why I say investing in the stock market isn't optional anymore. Yeah. Because it's one of the few ways that your money will continue to grow. And even though what's happening in our economy is not right and is not what we've traditionally seen.
It's really messed up.
It's real messed up. But, your money will still grow for you. But it's not a stock market conversation. It's just about protecting yourself. Yeah. And I think, you talk about like relationships and what you need to be doing, having a business meeting with your partner. But I think it's also important to make sure y'all are on the same page in terms of what y'all are doing with y'all money.
Yeah.
This not the time to. It's not the time. If you y'all know if you got it or not. All right, y'all know if you got it or not. But this ain't really the time to be doing massive home renovations if you just on the verge of being straight.
So let's talk about some of the things that they can scale back in during this time.
Yeah. So
first thing is like massive home renovations. Okay, that's the first thing you said. I'm going to jump in for the women and say, spending extravagant amounts of money on fashion, hair, clothes, things that just really don't matter. I would try to cut back on things that you don't really need. Okay. Designer, all of that kind of stuff. Just really taking some time to scale back. What else would you say?
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Eating out.
Any excess.
Excessively eating out adds up.
It can, and if you're not gonna do it, put the money up. Set the money aside. I never been one of those like don't drink your Starbucks every day and save the $30 a week. Like I ain't never really
No,
been that guy. But I think there are bigger places to where people are spending their money. Like if you're a person that you go on 4 vacations a year, you may only want to go on like one or two, right? Set that money to the side. If you don't necessarily need a new house, like you got somewhere that you staying now and it's safe and it's decent.
Instead of buying the house, fix it up.
You fix it up a little bit. And I'm going to tell y'all, like, this may take a little bit, but housing prices about to come down. Because let me tell y'all what's going to happen. So these interest rates is going to go down first. These interest rates are going to go down over the next year. And it's going to create a surge in buyers, which is going to drive the prices up in the short term. Because when interest rates are low, people want to buy houses again. But I don't think that that's going to last very long because, again, people losing jobs. They're making less money. You can't buy houses. So the demand for houses is going to go down. And when the demand for houses goes down, prices are going to drop. Yeah. And so you would do better off not buying a house in 2025 or 2026. Probably wait till about 2027. You probably get the deal of a lifetime on the house because people are going to be trying to sell because they can't afford where they are anymore. Yeah. And so just be patient. I wouldn't make any major purchases. Stuff like buying a boat,
buying a car that is $100,000.
$100,000 car like this not don't create. Listen, if you vacation is one thing, but when you talk about creating new bills, you talk about a bill on $100,000 car, like you paying $1,400-$1,500 a month. All right, so
that's a mortgage.
That's a mortgage. Yeah. It used to be anyway.
It used to be a mortgage.
But you definitely don't want to create any new bills right now. So just like keep everything even, Steven. Don't move too much. Put extra money to the side. Figure out ways that you can make extra money as a couple. Because here's the thing. Take it serious, but you don't need it right now. You don't need it right now so you can grow it the right way. And if you do it the right way, when you do need it, it will have already grown. You will have already put time into it. You will have already marketed it, and you will be making money. Yeah. Where you don't want to be is needing the money and then try to launch the side hustle thinking that you're going to make money immediately, because it's not going to work like that. So it's better to launch it before you need it so that you have it when you do need it.
Absolutely. And I think that, the bigger thing is like how to communicate that, right? I think that sometimes when you are in a relationship, you think like, okay, you got your thing, I got my thing. But if you're working together, as far as your budget and your money planning, having those healthy conversations and sitting down and talking about where you are.
Yeah, and be honest.
Being honest about where you are is key. I remember, when we got together, we just always talk about, okay, he is more numbers, he's more safe, he's more very reserved. I'm more risk taker. Let's turn this into $100,000. Let's invest in this, let's invest in that. He's more reserved, and because he's a numbers person, because he is, the person that is very familiar with finance and the market, he can kind of see what's coming down the pipe based on how the market is moving. I think that I have now been less jumpy, less risky, and more like, we got to come up with a strategic plan. So I think sitting down, how do you approach because I have a lot of lady followers, okay? So how do you recommend a woman to start that conversation off if a financial conversation needs to be had? Because all my girl CEOs are on here.
I think you do it. I think you've done it really well recently. I don't even know how I think you need to give me advice on that, because the way that you've come to me a couple times has been, it's been received well. Like it's not critical, it's not accusatory. It is almost in a way is like, hey, like I'm concerned, like how are we gonna help us?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm always thinking about money, y'all. Who do you think about money more? Because we both think about money a lot. We think about money a lot.
Yeah, we think about money a whole lot.
And we're both entrepreneurs, so I just, we definitely, I think we're always like, okay, next 5 years. Because he don't want to be in America, right? He's like done with America. If I was like, let's pack up,
I'd be gone tomorrow. Listen, when we heal ever, I am a suitcase away from dipping out this motherfucker. Like I'm telling y'all, like as soon as she say the word, like I'm ready. I ain't even gotta pack all my stuff. Give me like 2 pair of sneakers, some jogging pants. I'll figure the rest. Like I'm gone. I'm already there.
Yeah. Tell them why you feel that way.
Yeah, I think America is a bad business proposition. All right, I don't think America makes sense financially, and as y'all see every single day, it definitely don't make sense socially, and it's not a great place for people of color. And the return on everything is bad, right? The return on education is bad. The return on health is bad. The return on peace is bad. The environmentally, it's bad. America provides no value other than financial opportunity. And I can argue that you make more money in America, but the cost to live here is so expensive. You'd be better living somewhere else with a lower cost of living, making less money. So and so it makes sense to cut your overhead and be able to invest that money. But America, it's a bad business proposition. There's no value in it. Yeah. And I think more than anything, like the food is a big thing for us. Like you can't even eat healthy here anymore.
Yeah, the food is a big thing for me now. Like trying to find fresh fruits that actually have seeds in them that aren't covered with wax and, that are real and organic, and everything now is like genetically modified, and the watermelons, everything is seedless. You can't find grapes here. You can't find food, and food is healing, right?
Yeah.
You can't treat sickness with fake fruits and vegetables. It doesn't work. So you even when you are eating healthy here in America, I'm always feeling like we're not getting the true benefit of the food. Like we use food to heal our bodies, but when we're eating fake, seedless fruits,
everybody's saying the food is so bad. The food, everybody like going crazy. The food is terrible.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, like, you see the emergence of all of these, like, Beyond Meats and these vegetarian chickens, and this isn't because fewer people are eating meat. It's because we don't have the actual the cattle, the animals, the agriculture to produce enough food to feed us here. That's why there's so many alternative food options that are available. It's terrible. And then like education, and I love my educators, and this isn't anything against, our people that are principals or teachers or whatever, but the education that we're getting here compared to education that they're getting in other places in the world, and it don't even have to be large other countries. It just doesn't compare. America now has something like the 25th best education in the world. It's like crazy. Like imagine America having the 25th fastest 100-meter runner, right? We'd be like 25th. Like, Sha'Carri Richardson got 25th in the 100-yard dash. Like, we be wilding out. Like if the USA basketball team got 25th in the Olympics, like we'd be tripping.
It would be a problem.
It would be a problem. Like it would be national news that the American basketball team got 25th. So then when we say 25th in the world of education, like, don't nobody really blink an eye. Like, it's just like, oh, okay, like, whatever. Like, don't nobody care about it. But it's like, nah, like, this is a problem. All of the systems are messed up. The infrastructure is bad. We're to the point now to where we won't even drink tap water.
Oh yeah.
I won't even rinse my mouth out. Like if I'm brushing my teeth, I won't even rinse my mouth out with the water out the faucet.
Yeah.
Like because the infrastructure, the pipes are old, they're lead, they're mildew, they're full of bacteria. It's like this is America. You know, meanwhile, your property taxes is somewhere that is $15,000 a year. Yeah. And you paying for bad public education, you paying for lead in your pipes, your car might get broke into any given night. It's like what we doing?
Yeah. So they're asking, y'all put y'all questions in the question box because I think I've missed a lot of the questions that y'all have asked.
It was some good questions in there too.
Yeah. Some people are asking, where would you move? Like, if you could go to another country, since you're saying this, what would be your choices? We talk about it. First one is Panama.
Panama is at the top of the list. Costa Rica is on there. Mexico City. Mexico City. And there are a couple other cities in Mexico that we would consider.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that we've talked about the most. I'm leaving out somewhere, though.
Yeah, did we?
Costa Rica, Panama, Mexico.
We talk about Costa Rica a lot.
I'm leaving out somewhere. But yeah, somewhere, we definitely looking at like South America, somewhere in the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's where I think we would go.
Places like Thailand is great. Like Ghana is amazing, but it's just too far. That's too far away for us. I think if like I was single, or Ronnie was single or something, you know, like Ghana would make sense. Somewhere like that would make sense. Thailand definitely would make sense, but like
I'm seeing a lot of people that are going to Ghana coming back.
Really?
Like they're building over there, but they're not living over there.
Yeah, they're like setting
they're
up
like
to
dual.
have another option.
Like 6 months here, 6 months.
Yeah.
You know, 6 months here, 6 months there. All right, let's go to these questions. What is a high yield savings account you will recommend? Any tips for first time home buyers in the next year? Y'all just gonna make us, you know, because of what we do, I feel like when we come on here, we try not to like, you know, talk about what he does so much, but it's okay. Go ahead, y'all. Have y'all way.
Yeah. Ally, high yield savings, SoFi, high yield savings. Those are probably the top two. Somebody said something you ain't like?
Yes. Can I have this ignorant stuff? Can they have me? I know you're not single. I just want to look at you.
She can't even like really consider. You don't even have no picture in your profile. Like if you're gonna ask her a question like that, you gotta at least give her something to look at, to give her the option to decide. You come on here with an eggshell, that ain't even taking no good shot. But anyway, what was that? Ally, SoFi, American Express, all the good high yields. You know, interest rates are falling, right? So we talk about the benefit of interest rates falling for the sake of like buying houses. But the flip side of that is when interest rates go lower, that means the interest rates on our high yield savings accounts are lower. So we don't make as much money. Still going to be higher than a traditional commercial savings account, but
I also feel like they keep changing.
What, the interest rates?
Yeah, like these high yield savings accounts. I'll give y'all an example. I had one with American Express, and I felt like at first it was like 4%, and then it dropped down to like 3.5, and then it's like I got another email and it's like going down to 3, and I'm just like, how is this okay? That's
because of the interest rates. As the interest rate environment changes, the rate that they pay you changes. And then the other question was about any tips for first time home buyers. I would say
he's going to say don't buy a house right now.
Well, I look at it. I am anti real estate. Let me say that as well.
All of a sudden.
I am.
All of a sudden. he's anti-real estate now because of the interest rates being ridiculous.
And prices are too high.
And the prices are just too high right now. But y'all are, to hear a real estate investor now say that they are anti-real estate.
Yeah, it's like, it's one thing if you got a system and you building houses, you build them and you can sell them or whatever. Yeah. That's one thing.
Yeah.
All right. But if you are new to this space and either you want to buy a home or become a real estate investor, investing either in the stock market or even in crypto the right way is going to be a better investment for you. But, you know, with homes, they're just so expensive. You need so much money to bring to the closing table. Yeah. And sometimes it's better to just rent, pay less, and be able to invest more of your money. There are people who are, so I work with a lot of different people.
Go ahead.
I work with a lot of different people, and people ask me questions about buying homes because there is still this idea that, you know, people want to own homes, and I see people who have a lot of cash who are invested, and they're doing well with their investments, but then they want to cash out those investments to buy a house that's only going to appreciate 3 to 5% a year. Oh. You're gonna.
We talked about that last night at dinner.
Yeah.
Because I was saying, like, it'll take you 12 years for you to get the equity in a home now, right? Where, you know, you may get $100,000 or $200,000 in equity in a home over a decade, right? But you could really make that in probably 2 to 4 years in the stock market.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see that statement as like, well, either way you're paying somebody else's mortgage, you may as well pay your own. But it's not just you paying the mortgage, you're paying the other costs that are associated with owning a property as well. So you're paying the property taxes, homeowners association, you're paying the interest on your mortgage. So you're assuming a lot of other costs. And in some places, so, you know, like in the DMV, for instance, what you pay to rent is cheaper than what you would pay to own. It's just like the market that's here. So not only do you not have the additional cost associated with ownership, but you're paying less a month, which allows you to invest more of your money. Now, some places is not as drastic of a difference. So like, I'm originally from Nashville. So the difference in renting and owning in Nashville, just purely comparing the rent to your mortgage, it's closer, right? But you're assuming the additional costs. So even then you got to consider, but let me tell y'all this happening right now as well. Y'all finna see more about it. But the cost of rent is dropping throughout the country. Especially, it's going to start with the major urban cities. The rent is going to drop because people are more roommates. They're not making as much money. They can't afford, you know, $2,500 a month to live downtown. So these.
Why you said they was about to ask where that accent is from?
Yeah, I'm real Southern. But you know, apartments can't charge what they were charging 2 years ago. So we're going to see more places where renting is cheaper than owning, and man, I just think that it's a better proposition. Just save your overhead and invest your money.
So y'all just want him to talk about this. Someone says the Jazz Janae says, any advice on beginner getting into investing in the stock market?
Yeah, I do have.
So y'all gonna take over my live to start talking about the stock market now?
We're gonna come back to it though. Look, Thursday, I think it's Janae. Thursdays, Janae, I do this class for beginners to just introduce you to the stock market. Go to my page, click the link in my bio. It's how to turn a 6-figure income to a 7-figure portfolio. It's specifically for beginners. Tap in, join that on Thursday. It's free. All right, it's free. You can just join. That's a great way to get started. So if you're interested in learning more about the stock market as a beginner, go there. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the Investing Uncomplicated YouTube. I'm trying to help the people.
Don't come on here trying to plug, okay?
They asked the question.
Y'all,
okay. I start.
Y'all see him trying to plug.
Invest in a
and then she just straight switched up the underestimated woman. I'm like, oh, she showed him more love than she showed me.
She be supporting for
sure. So this is a time to really sit down and have those conversations for sure.
You asked the question about how can women start this conversation with the men that's in their lives. I thought that was such a great question, and I want to make sure that we gave people an answer. But I really think it like comes from a place of like love and acknowledging to your partner that y'all need to be together and come up with a plan. Don't do it with like, hey, like you the man, you posted like don't do that. Like that ain't the way you started.
Yeah.
Don't make it somebody's fault. Don't make it somebody's responsibility.
Because I personally believe all men want to do for you if they're in a position.
I'm gonna tell you what I was finna say. I was about to say, like, go to them and tell them that you need to be rescued, like you need to be saved. But I know we live in like this women empowerment era, and I ain't know how some women was gonna respond to that. But I literally was gonna say like, hey, be concerned and go to him to be rescued.
Yeah.
And it'll create a great space for a conversation.
So James just sent us a text. I couldn't read the whole text, James, because it'll close out the live. Can you put it in the comment section? He said he was watching this on live. I think he's asking the best way to invest something. I don't know. Hold on, y'all. Let me. James asks, what's the best way to invest $50K right now?
Man, if you have $50K, I will first make sure that you have 6 to 8 months of your expenses saved. All right, this don't need 50. This cannot be $50K that you might need if something unexpected happens. But if you got 6 months of expenses set to the side and you got an extra $50K, my next question is, I'm gonna assume you don't need the money soon. All right, so I'm gonna say it can be invested for the next year, 2 years, or longer. All right, so I'm a growth investor. For those who don't know, like I invest in stuff where my money is gonna grow, and the investments that I would look at would be so let me do this by industry, okay? So like in the tech space, Amazon, Tesla, Nvidia, easy individual stocks. In terms of ETFs, VOOG, which is like the fastest growing companies in the S&P 500.
Hold on, they said it's cutting out because I didn't switched over.
Oh, when you did that, I was like, I see the number of people go down too.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on, y'all. Sometimes when you... And then, what about now? Is it clear again? Comment in the chat and let me know if it's clear again. Comment in the chat. Let me know if it's clear before he finishes. It's clear? Okay, it's good. Go ahead.
All right. So tech companies, Nvidia, Tesla. We got a podcast episode that's dropping today, and so y'all gonna hear me talk about some of these same companies. But Tesla, Amazon, Nvidia, Taiwan Semiconductor, individual stocks. For like ETFs, right? So like a mutual fund, low cost mutual fund, I would go VOOG. It's the fastest growing companies in the S&P 500. VONG is the fastest companies in the Russell 1000. SMH, which is the semiconductor industry. I also really, really like quantum computing. So the quantum computing ETF is QTUM. There's another one that I like. So where you can get started. Now what happens is you got to figure out how to allocate that $50,000, right? So how do you put the $50,000 into the individual investments? And if you want some info on that, like hit me up.
So I'm gonna go a different perspective. Okay. So, James, I know you have a business. I don't know if you're trying to scale your business right now or not. But if I was you, I know that you have an HVAC company, and I would be focused on getting more visibility and maybe getting, 1 to 3 people working with you, and to invest more in marketing. I know what you do. People that know you know what you do, but I think that there is a different level of visibility when it comes to marketing and being the go-to person. I think that right now you should be trying to dominate your lane a little more, where people don't just know you, James, but people know the brand and the company that you're building. So I would be on social really hard right now. I would be investing in more marketing content. I would be putting myself out there as a company more, and I would be spending a little more money on advertising, visibility, a team, how y'all showing up, cohesive uniforms, equipment, some wrapping on the truck, just getting yourself out there so you aren't the only person doing the work, right? So I would take some of that money, if you got 50, I would take about 10 to 15, and I would try to get some customers who are on some yearly contractual service agreements. I feel like,
I actually might even take half to 75% of it, because let me tell you,
because James is the one who do
I know
he
exactly
do all my houses.
I thought he was sending a text because something was wrong at the HVAC at the other house. I was literally seeing like, dang. Yeah. But so this whole conversation started because we were talking about changes in the economy.
Yeah.
That people should know is coming and force you to come up with a strategy in your household, to have a plan.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all who not in danger. The HVAC, man. Let me tell you who not in danger. The electrician, the plumber. Those are the people that while we go through this season of whatever weird stuff is happening with the economy, those are the people that's going to be flourishing.
Yeah.
And so
that's a very good point.
If you have that skill set, I would, as you said, I would invest more in that to get that going. And make sure, get some help in terms of how you invest it, because you can't invest money the wrong way, even in a good business. You want to invest it in things that are going to actually create revenue.
Yeah.
But I definitely would invest some of that money in growing my HVAC business, without a doubt.
And when you just said that, it made me think about something else that, I don't even think that you probably thought of. But right now, especially with all these mass deportations and stuff like that going on, which is so unfortunate, and I just hate it, But
it's a void in the workplace.
Yeah, there is a serious void in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
So I would also think about how to build or create some accredited training program or some apprenticeship where people can learn from you, where they can come in and work with you as, under your company, and they can get the training, and then, you can show them what school to go into to get, the actual.
They need to pay for it.
They need to pay for it, but being able to work with you and you paying them hourly, but it's hands-on learning. I think I would be doing that right now because of the amount of contracts and work projects that are falling through because they don't have this supply and demand for employees. So 25,000
at least. If you come in some bread like that for that business, yeah, absolutely.
And James, come on over. I do all the marketing since we doing plugs today. My marketing team, they do websites, they run ads, they do graphics, they do product design. We do everything. We work with a lot of my clients, like behind the scenes on their businesses. So yeah, I would definitely say, taking some of that money and putting it into the stock market, yes. The 25,000, you said if you had 50, he said, take 25, and then I would definitely take the other 25 and scale. You're really good at what you do. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about how many times a year we use you for our properties. Yep. I mean, you're at my DC property at least two to three times a year. I know you're at my Maryland property Shoot. I feel
Every season.
I feel like it's every season. So I think, you need to really kind of restructure your business model and focus on like long-term clientele and getting people on, what is it called?
Subscription.
Yeah, like a subscription-based business, you know. That's because I feel like I be using you all the time.
Yep.
All right, we're going to take one more question and we're going to jump off, y'all. Newlywed here. I'm not good with money, but desire to be much better. My husband is very frugal. Any suggestions or tips for me to be better with my money, to be a better partner to him? Her name is only_1_Tapriya.
Who may answer it?
Because you a man. I think, what I don't understand about the internet, I see a lot of women trying to tell and give women advice on men, and I just chuckle at it sometimes, because most of the women that are giving relationship advice right now, they don't have a man, they are married, right? And they're not a man to give you advice. So I always like for a man, even like my friends will call me with their problems, I be like, baby, what you think? Because women think they know men, and we know a little bit, but the best thing to do is like get a man's opinion. Mm-hmm. Okay. So did you heard her question?
I did.
She said she bad with money.
Yeah, I think that. So there are a couple things. It's like, what does bad with money mean? Does it mean you make bad financial decisions, or does it mean you don't understand it? But whichever one it is, I would be open and admit that to your partner, but express your interest in doing better and wanting to work together. So any time it comes to budgeting or any type of financial planning, even if you don't understand it, be present so you can learn, so you can contribute, do it together. The worst thing in a relationship is for one of the people to not participate in how the money is managed. Most of the time it ends up being the woman that's not involved, and that's setting yourself up either to being in a really, really vulnerable place and not being to keep things going in the event that the relationship doesn't work out, or it puts you in a position to where something is happening with money where you're going to end up having to suffer the consequences. And it's both people's responsibility to make sure money is managed in the best interest of the home, even if one person is the primary breadwinner. Because even though somebody, maybe you're a housewife or a stay-at-home mom, but you still rely on that income, you still are contributing to that household, the function of that household. So you have a say in terms of the money because you depend on that. So both people need to be involved and just be open with whatever your insecurities are.
She said that her problem is mismanagement and lack of organization with her money is like her biggest problem.
Yeah, those are things that are easy to resolve when you have a genuine interest in fixing them. So fix it in conjunction with your partner. Use a financial management app. Right, there's some really cool apps out there that do some cool things that'll keep you in line, that'll send you notifications when you've exceeded your budget in certain categories. You just have to be present. Like, you have to be active. Like, you can't. It's not gonna you're not just gonna be bad with money today and then tomorrow you be good. Like, you gotta be involved in it. And when you first start meeting about money, it's going to take a long time for y'all to get things comfortable in the way y'all want. It's going to take a long time, but when you do it consistently, it'll get better and better.
Yeah. And I would add to that, go up front and honest with what your problems are. Because I feel like as women, we have a little ego, and we don't like to say if we're struggling in a certain area. We kind of like to act like it's not us, or we like to tiptoe around our habits. If you know that you are the problem, ask for help. It's nothing wrong with your husband helping you budget your money. It doesn't mean that he's taking control of your money. You're giving him your money, because sometimes submission is like you feel like someone is taking over things. But you have to know, if you have a healthy partner and you're in a healthy situation. For me, the area that I lack, or any areas that I lack in, I'm 100% going, to him to get that help in that area, especially if I know he's better than me in that area. And I'm not ashamed of that. It feels good to have someone, and I would hope that everyone get a partner who is good at something that you are not good at, right? And allow God to use that person in your life in the ways and in the areas that you fall short. So if your husband is better with the money, say, hey, baby, can you help me? I think that just sometimes we have a little pride and ego a little bit, and we don't even understand how being able to go to your man and say, I need you, girl, it'll change your life, because they love feeling me. Because my man want to solve all my problems. I'm gonna answer this question, because I think this is a really good question. I saw somebody put in here, and then we really gonna jump off, because we got to get our day going. Someone asked about the transition of me. Hey, Ronnie, question as it relates to going to the man and sharing these types of concerns. How easy or hard was that when you are used to being overly independent as a woman?
That's a question for you.
You feel like I don't think I have, when it comes to coming to him, I don't really, I don't think it was a hard thing. What I did struggle with was, I was so used to always doing things on my own as a single woman that I had to kind of readjust when.
Yeah.
Because he would be like, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I'm just co-signing you.
Yeah, I would be just doing things. Because I was used to doing them all the time. And I had to get used to him doing things. And him saying hey, I got that. I got this. Grass being cut and, different things. Or handling certain things, carrying stuff. Just reprogramming myself from being this overly independent woman, or being so, independent that I don't even realize that I don't need, or that I don't have to even do those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that for an independent woman, it's a transition. But, being in a relationship, a new relationship, it's transition for both people. And I think it's important for both people to be sensitive to that. It's you both growing individually, you're growing together. And, I think when you can just kind of set your pride to the side, and if you're in a space where you feel comfortable and you feel supported, and that's men feeling supported by women, women feeling supported by men, it'll take a little time, but you can do it.
Absolutely.
All
right, y'all. You want to say anything else?
No.
Okay. All right, y'all. I think we are done. Did I? Oh, she said she said he is the frugal one, but great with money and credit and etc. So let God use him. Mm-hmm. Let God use him. Okay? Let God use. Sometimes, I say this. I have a lot of women that I mentor in business, and I'll tell them something. And the first thing that they say when I tell them things, they be like, man, my husband said the same thing. That's what they say. And you know what I say to them? Can you please start listening to your husband? Listen to your husband. Why is it that your husband is telling you something and you won't listen to him, but you will go and listen to a complete stranger on the internet? What does that say about your relationship or about you? If God has blessed you with a husband and covering, listen to that man and what he's telling you to do, because you missing out on your blessing and your covering because maybe it's your ego. It's why did you marry someone you don't trust? That's the first question that I have. Like, why are you married to someone you don't trust? Or why do you have so much ego that it is difficult for you to listen to the man that you are with? And it got to come from, you would listen to a complete woman on the internet and pay her for the advice. But your boyfriend, your man, your husband, the person that you're supposed to feel safest with, you don't trust them to give you feedback. That's crazy. All right, y'all. We really out of here. Love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. If you are in the DMV area or you're in the surrounding area, New York, anywhere, don't forget that on October the 4th, I am having an Ignite Your Brand live training. It's a 2-day branding boot camp where I'm helping entrepreneurs build out their businesses live and in person. If you comment live, it will send you the link to that. That's all you have to do is comment live in the chat. It'll send you the link October the 4th and the 5th here in the DMV in person. It's a 2-day in-person live workshop. If you just comment live in the chat, you'll get the link to it as well. Also, we have a VIP dinner that evening. If you want to come and you want to get your business going, if you're trying to revamp your business, if you're trying to build your business out overall, you're trying to scale it, you're trying to start that side hustle, this will be for you, okay? You will learn how to get the foundation of your business set up. You will get your storytelling set up. You're going to get your social media training. You're also going to learn how to automate your company. You're going to learn how to incorporate text messaging and email marketing and SMS marketing into your business. My baby is also coming to teach you what to do with your money after you make money, okay? So he'll tell you and show you how to set up your brokerage and get your portfolio going and just some stocks that you want to start with, because I feel like a lot of time we start making money and we do not know what to do with the money that we are making. So October the 4th, comment live in the chat. You'll get a link to it. The link is also in my bio, and I'll see y'all soon. Y'all were asking questions about his stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, Thursdays I do a free class. Take your 6-figure income and turn it into a 7-figure portfolio. The link for that's in my bio. Super Money Course, my IG page. Also subscribe to my YouTube. It's the Investing Uncomplicated channel. We help the everyday investor make their money in the market make sense. Yeah, let's get to it.
All right, y'all. We really getting off now. Bye.